it's me. Let us just check that everything is working. It would be useful if it was. Okay, so bear with me. Sorry, I just saw an email that was slightly concerning, but I'm sure it's fine. So, is anybody there going to talk to anybody here? Morning, Judith. You're there. Yay! I always love it when someone actually joins because it means that it's working. So, I hope you are well. As ever, I have almost not prepared at all. I have prepared a little bit, but not as much as I had hoped to. So, how are you, Judith? Are you well? I'm going to just go and grab some ink pads, and then I will be back. Let's have that. Let's have that. Let's have that. Let's have that and that. And those should be enough. Morning, Bee. So, yes, I've had a weird morning. I don't know why it's been a weird morning, but it has been a slightly weird morning, and I haven't really prepped as much as I had intended. And then I got a little distracted playing with ink and alcohol. So I'm going to talk to you while I finish my prep for the first card that we're going to make today. I'm using the Seascape dies and stamp set. So the dies are Sea Life and the stamp set is Seascape, and it's on page 12 of your catalogue. Oh, isn't that annoying? Don't you hate it when you get a piece of card out that you think is going to be the right size and it's not? Right, bear with me. Cut another piece down instead. So how is everyone? What's dare I say, it's the UK. What's the weather like with you? Can you hear me, by the way? Morning, Helen from Michigan. So yes, it would be really helpful if someone could let me know that you can hear me all right. Don't have them but would like to. Hi, Nora. Yeah, they kind of got added, not quite by mistake, but yeah, I wasn't planning on getting them, and then I had a half price item that I needed to order, so they somehow managed to fall into my order. So morning, Ozpause. I'm guessing on the basis that you're reacting, you can hear me. You're doing well, can't craft yet, next time. Oh no! And you can hear me, thank you. Sorry, Judith, that's not fun. It's cold here. Yeah, I've got my vest back on. Morning, Claire. Morning, Helen. I can hear you just. Okay. Let me see if I can turn me up any more. That's as high as my volume goes. So hopefully you can hear me. But it may be, I don't know why. I don't know why you would only just be able to hear me, but hey. Right, so I've done that bit. You can hear me well. Good. Okay, that's all right then. Right, so I can, excuse me, get rid of my granny apple green. I've got a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. I can hear you loud and clear. Good, that's all good. I don't know where that cough came from, by the way, but hey, I'm going to go Mango Melody. Granny Apple Green and Mango Melody. Do you think that's a match made in heaven or not? We're about to find out. And then I will start flipping you down so that we can get started. I don't normally look at things like Seascape It's not normally my bag, but yeah, I thought I would give it a go. I'm also going to be using the diorama dies, and I will be using them as a diorama, but I'm going to be doing some ink blending as well, so lots of fun techniques. Oh, and I will show you some sneak peeks in a moment. For those of you in the UK, my latest craft kit in the mail, or craft class in the mail rather, has launched. Woo! And it's You're a Peach, which I used for my team retreat recently, and I just kind of kept going with it, and I love it. So yeah, I will give you a sneak peek when I flip the camera down, which I am about to do, having done loud and clear. How strange it is when you feel guilty you cough. I know. Well, so yes, for those of you who aren't seeing the comments, it's, yes, feeling guilty when you cough is kind of strange. Last year, when in the UK we were allowed to, or certainly in England, we were allowed to meet up inside, I met up with a fellow demonstrator for a lunch. Morning, Jan. And I ordered a salad that had little bits of peanut in, which I'm fine with peanuts. I don't have an allergy or anything. But one got caught in my throat. I tried to inhale it. Not a great idea. And I started having a coughing fit. And, you know, linen napkin, fortunately. But eventually I had to get up and go outside to cough this thing up. And I kept saying, I'm so sorry, it's just a peanut. But yeah, it was a little embarrassing, to say the least. Anywho, let us flip the camera down, and I will show you a sneak peek of the class that's coming, or has come, I should say. So it launched this morning, if you're on my newsletter. This is UK only, I'm afraid, and I know some of you are not in the UK. But sorry. The tutorial and videos will be available to purchase in a couple of months if you're outside the UK. So first things first, let's get rid of that for the moment. So we've got a little, one of the mini jars with a little case, and you'll be getting some tissue to put round it. Then, now I have designed this so that you can use just the paper. I've used the stamps and dies, but you can just use the paper. And the videos that I will be recording will show that version. Morning, Audrey. Hi, Deborah. Thank you. So we've got this fancy fold using the tailored tags. Tailored tags? I think it's the tailored tags. Anywho, that one. Another fancy fold, which you need a piece of 12 by 12 to make, which I am providing. A Z fold, or if you're in the States, Z fold card. A little treat, and so it's like a matchbook. I won't undo it, but you get the treat as well as your normal treat. This is just a straightforward card, but just using the papers. Little embossed card with embossed background, and this lovely pale papaya ribbon, and then finally die cut happy day. So yes, so that's the class in the mail. You get half a pack of the designer series paper, lots of card. I mean, there's more than you need to do the projects. So that has launched, as I say, that's launched today, and you can reserve your kit until Monday the 28th. So you've got a week. Right, so after which, let us have a look at the Seascape, which, whoops, got bits of card flying everywhere. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Morning, Rachel. So we're on page 12 of our annual catalogue, and it's this suite here. Now the dies are quite interesting. No, those are the diorama dies. We'll come to those. The dies are quite interesting because, and I will show you this in a moment, they don't fully die cut. I mean, they do, but they don't. So we've got seaweed, or coral probably, but I'm using it as seaweed because I'm literally going to case what's in the catalogue. Then we've got fish, which there's 2 dies for those, so that you send them through in one go. And then a seahorse and another fish. So those are, and I've die cut these so that I can use them for masking. So those are the dies, and then the stamp set, which is red rubber, and I have not, morning Margaret, I have not yet stuck my stickers on. Now, someone last week told me that what you can do is you can peel the backing, this, off all of the stamps at one go, and then peel the backing off this, and then basically lay everything over the top. I tried it, and it didn't quite fit. So I'm not convinced that that's a frighteningly clever idea. It was very close, but it wasn't, for me, close enough. Now, it may have been the specific stamp set that I was using, but let me see if I can show you what I mean. And apparently some of the US demos have been showing this as a way to mount your stamps quickly. And as I say, it may just have been me, but it kind of didn't work for me. And I ended up doing them one by one. Which is fine, and I had them all stuck on the block. But so let me get these, and so if I take this and lay it over the top of our thing, it doesn't quite match. So that goes to there. So if I line up the big stamp, these are offset. So I did try, whoever it was who suggested that, it was someone on just a general comment, but they don't line up quite. So yeah, not doing that. Anywho, so those are those. Let me also show you the diorama. Ooh, and dies. No, that's the sea life. So these are the layering diorama. So they're interesting shapes. They basically come in three shapes. So you've got 3 that are this shape, 2 that are this shape, and 2 that are this shape. The others are not all quite the same. I've never trusted doing it that way. And once it's down, it's absolutely. Yeah, I do them one at a time. No, I wouldn't risk it either, Rachel, but there was, as I say, it was a comment on one of the videos from last week, and I thought, yeah, no, I hear where you're coming from, but no, not doing it that way, thank you. So the ones that, stamps that I am going to need are this one, which again could be coral or could be seaweed. Either would work, so it depends on what colour you do it. And let me just pop that down. But it's interesting that some people think it would work, and clearly they've seen it work, but I just, yeah, dangerous, too dangerous. I'm not brave enough. And as I say, I did try it and it was an epic fail, so not doing it again. I want my fish. I want my fish. And now someone wanted to know how to do reverse or mirror stamping, so we'll be doing that as well. Just so you know. So we're going to have a bit of a, it's going to be a bit of a technique morning today, which I hope you will enjoy and find helpful. I'm not saying that I'm the be-all and end-all of these techniques, but I always like a splatter. And this could obviously be bubbles or coral again or sand. Very helpful stamp for so many things. But I don't think it takes that long to do them individually. And if you're like me and you do the ones that you need first, it doesn't take that long at all. I will need these. I'm going to need most of them actually, so this is going to be a bit like watching paint dry. The big one looks as if it make a nice tree. Absolutely, it would, or yeah, a shrub. So you could use it with the Beauty of the Earth suite, and it's on the same sort of page, so it's almost like it was meant, Deborah. Maybe you're being psychic or something. But it's certainly come into the all occasions, although so has the art gallery, which I don't think is very similar to the Beauty of the Earth, so maybe not. So those of you who are demos, who's excited about this evening? Because I am. So Rachel, I've received the set yesterday, so looking forward to see what you do. My mojo's disappeared. Oh no, I'm sorry your mojo's disappeared. Now, one of my team has got lost mojo at the moment, and just thinking which, actually I'll just do thank you. And what I have suggested is that she just gets one stamp set out. You sit and do mine while you're watching me, do you? Fair enough. But yes, get one stamp set, or maybe one suite, and just see what you can make with it. I mean, I was on a real roll with the You're a Peach suite, which I didn't think was going to be my bag. And then, as I say, I used it for the team retreat, and I am an absolute convert. I'm on the fence with this set. You're using it. Okay, well, I'm going to be really unoriginal. The first thing I'm going to make is, as near as I can do it, the sample that's in the catalogue, because I think it is quite useful sometimes just to see how it's made. So, I mean this one. I'm changing up some of the stuff, but not everything. So, I'm going to be pulling aquas. I've been out of the loop. What's happening tonight? It's the mini catalogue! Sorry, terribly excited. It's the new mini catalogue. So it's the autumn winter for those of us that are in the Northern Hemisphere. And I know you're not into Christmas per se, Rachel, but it's that whole autumn winter feel. And if you're into Halloween, which I have to say I'm not, it's that as well. So I'm going to pull some aquas. So I'm going to do, I may start, actually no, I'm going to do Pool Party. I'm going to do the classic aquas. So I'm going to do Pool Party, Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay. So yes, so we get to see the PDF tonight. Actually, let's see if I've got these already cut. So as most of you know, I pre-cut a lot of bases just for speed. So Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay are in the brights, and then in the subtles, I hope I've got a Pool Party, and I have. Right, so I'm also going to need some white, which I thought I had some scraps out, but apparently I don't. So let's get a piece. A piece of white. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is to cut my dioramas. So, oh, I got up too quickly. That was nice. I enjoyed that. So I'm going to bring out my big cut and emboss because I'm going to be doing it on the mats. That does mean new Christmas stamps, Deborah. For those who do Christmas, that is exactly what it means. And the only reason I say for those who do Christmas is because I know not everyone does, which is absolutely fine. So I need that selection of plates. So it's the standard selection of plates. Whoops, dropped them on the floor. So plate 1, plate 2, a tatty cutting plate, and a top plate. And then I'm going to be die cutting in Pool Party and Coastal Cabana, and then I'll have Bermuda Bay at the back of it. Now we want to choose for this particular design shapes that are different, or the alternative. So this is one shape, and let me call that one. This is a different shape. You can see I can't get it to line up. So you can either use two different shapes. I say you can see, I can't line it up because you can't. You can either use two different shapes, or you can use the same shape, but so if I use these ones, the same these are the same shape, but you can offset them, so you can have them going like that, so they don't line up. You've just ordered the peach class. Woo! Thank you. Yes, I like seeing the new Christmas goodies, everyone. I am a bit of a Christmas fiend. Ooh, and so again, those of you in the UK, I'm looking to do a Christmas in July, August, September, October, November kind of club. So each month I will have a different Christmas design or Christmas class. This will be in addition to my usual classes, but yeah, I just thought that might be something that people would be interested in. So right, but let me know if you think you might be interested. So this is going to be the Coastal Cabana. This is going further back in the picture, for want of a better word, so that's going to be smaller. So this is my standard card base. I love a splatter, still have Gorgeous Grunge. I know, isn't Gorgeous Grunge lovely? I don't think I've got it anymore. I think I might have sold it. Can't remember. Now, of course, you can keep the inner. I certainly wouldn't throw it away. So that is our cutaway piece. So that's the smaller of the two. And then I'm going to have this on top with this, so it's going to line up. Let me show you. So obviously it'll be further down. It's going to overlap a bit, so it's not going to be an open. Oh, sorry, Deborah. Again, I will be doing the tutorials to go for those overseas. They just take a little longer, and I know you're not in. No, you are in. Are you in the States or are you in? Can't remember. Are you in the States or South Pacific? Because for the States, I have to. Thank you, Rachel, for suggesting Jessica. Good morning from New Hampshire. Just woke up, so you came on late to the party. You hardly missed anything, Karen. We've just been yakking. Well, I say we. I've just been yakking. Right, so those are those. Everything else that I need to die cut, I can use the small die cut machine. So that's all good. Right, so we have our two layers, which do line up like that, but they are wibbly. So you can look at it. You can either have it that way wibbly, or you can have it that way wibbly. I'm going to go that way wibbly. You're in Australia. Fair enough, Deborah. So yes, it's the US or North America that causes me the issue, because I have to redesign for the measurements, because they've got this funny North American letter paper, which the rest of us don't use. So yes, right, okay, we are getting there. So I've got two of my fish, and as I say, what we're doing is we're replicating this as near as. So I'm going to need to stamp a couple of fish, which we do not have a die for, which is fine, because you know me, any excuse to do a bit of fussy cutting. Someone asked me last week if some of you will know a demonstrator called Stacey Marsh. Let me just grab, let's go Mango Melody as well, who is a fanatical fussy cutter, much as I am, and someone asked me last week whether I was as quick as Stacey, to which I actually don't know the answer. Oh, my Mango Melody needs re-inking. Let's see if I can get it to work for this. But yeah, I love a bit of fussy cutting. Yeah, that's all right. I will put that to one side so I can re-ink it. If I don't put it away, then I'll remember I need to re-ink it. And we're going to go pumpkin pie as well. And yes, I didn't clean off my stamp because I'm going in the same colour family, darker. Right. So who do I know who does Donna Gray, I think, does classes in Australia. Just trying to think who I know that does classes in Australia. Right, so quick bit of fussy cutting and then we will get going on building our card. So yes, I don't know that Stacey and I ought to have a competition to see who's the fastest fussy cutter. But yeah, we both like a bit of fussy cutting. There's a stamp set that's coming in the mini catalogue that's a background stamp that I have seen because I know someone who earned the incentive trip even though they couldn't go on it, and has got their goodies. And it's a background stamp of candy canes and they're really small, and Kylie Bertucci wouldn't do Christmas though, Rachel, is all I'm thinking, and as I know Deborah was after Christmas, for much the same reason as your good self. So yes, little candy canes, and someone who was watching the Facebook Live that this lady was doing said, I wonder if Stacey would be able to fussy cut the candy canes. And it was decided that they were very, very, very small, and possibly even Stacey would not be able to. So as you can see, not a difficult shape to fussy cut. That's one, and then the other one. Oh, which reminds me, thank you to those of you who voted for me for the international highlights on Kylie's website. I got into the top 10. So I will be doing a blog hop with her. So thank you very much for voting for me. That was very kind. And I think I got 117 votes. And there were two of us that got 117 votes, so that was 9 and 10. So just made it, my nose just got over the finishing line. So thank you for those of you who did that. Oh, and while I remember, do remember that if you don't already subscribe to this channel, you can do so just by clicking the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. And if you enjoy the videos that I bring, do please give me a thumbs up. And just to also clarify, so I posted a video on Saturday, and the blog post that went with it, I did say, thank you, Rachel. We're taking bets on the fussy cutting. I did say that I'm not going to be doing any more videos on Saturdays because it's interfering with my social life. So it will just be, I mean, by not doing videos, I won't be doing a live video on a Saturday. So my lives will be Tuesday and Thursday. And Saturday will be Simple Stamping Saturday. Thank you, everyone. I'm so pleased that that you're pleased. Right, so this they've used with white. So we want white heat embossing. Copper. White. So white heat embossing. Now I did drop my heat tool on the floor, so I'm hoping it's going to work. But yes, so that's later in the month I'm doing that. I really ought to do the project for it. I've had a busy few weeks. I mean, we're still sorting out my father's stuff. Although we're getting close to getting most of that sorted. Actually, I don't want that, I want that. I just want, because I'm coming off the edge, I just want a bit of, this is a new piece of groove paper, so I just want to protect the edge of my card. So I'm literally just going to come in from the corner and give it a bit of welly. Oh, and I said I'd show you how to do mirror stamping, which I will do in a moment. I really ought to put some more white powder in this tub, but there's our white. Now, because it's not a sort of obvious design, using an embossing buddy isn't quite so important, but for me it's a habit, so I use it. So, trusty cheese board, and let's see if the heat gun works. Did you get notification about me getting my order yesterday? I knew that it was going to you. I didn't know it had arrived, but that's good. So I'll just get this done, and I've got all sorts of news. Hi Renee, that I need to remember to share with you. Right, so my heat gun clearly worked, although I did have to bash it. I think I've got a loose connection now, but hey. Right, so that is the heat embossing. So things to remember. I know white embossing is just the bee's knees. Things to remember, we have got free shipping coming up, woohoo, on the 24th, so not tomorrow, but the day after, so that's Thursday, free shipping. Now, if you're in the UK, because we work on the same time scale as Germany, not your Mr. Brown, but at least it's arrived, even if it was quite late. So it's for the UK, the free shipping is from 11 o'clock tomorrow night until 11 o'clock the following night, because we work on the same time frame as Europe. So we it starts kind of an hour early, if you see what I mean. So Bermuda Bay and a block would be a good idea. And I'm just going to, I'm not worrying about where the diorama's going, I'm just going to add some fish in the background. So it's going to be a shoal of fish, just anywhere, doesn't actually matter, and I think I might even have a few there. So it's just a random background. So yes, qualifying orders are, I want to say 40, or is it £45? Let me just check quickly. And of course, if you use my host code and you spend £50, then you get a free reel of soft succulent ribbon. Oh, Barbara, you got up at 6:34 just so that you could hang out with me. That is so kind. Right, so let me just log in and I will tell you what the qualifying order is for the shipping. Right, so it's £35 or €40. I knew it was 40 something. So £35, obviously it's going to be different in different countries, but for the UK it's £35 for the order, and for those of you who are demos, it doesn't matter whether it's a demo order or what, all orders qualify. Right, so I want some patty, because I actually just realised I want to have fish on each of the layers, not just the top layer, not just the bottom layer, but that's where we're going for some of it. This is the top layer, so it's going to be slightly different by the time we get there, but let's add some more fishes. And as I say, I haven't forgotten that I am going to show you mirror stamping. Sorry, my brain is just trying to remember what I'm going to do next, which is very sad. And I have remembered what I'm going to do next, so that's fine. So, on my top layer, which is the Coastal Cabana layer, I'm going to have fish and seaweed. So I'm just going to clean my stamp off a wee bit. So that's my that's my very top layer, sorry. From my middle layer, I'm going to have fish and seaweed. Now, some of these are going to be covered up. I'm kind of okay with that. And then my seaweed is going to come in here. And I don't mind that I've stamped over the fish because it's only a background. So clean that off, clean that off, and whoops, I've got some sticky on my case. Right, let me, while I remember, do a reverse stamping. So I'm going to chop a piece of card off. And grab my large fish. I'm going to do blue fish purely because they're here. So I'm going to start by inking up my fish, and you've got chips on your mind. That's funny. Why did the mermaid blush? Because she saw the seaweed. Oh, good grief. That's an oldie but a goodie, Audrey. Right, so I'm going to stamp my fish onto my silicone mat. And then I'm going to take my piece of card and I'm going to rub my piece of card over it. And there is our fish. And then I can ink him up again. And I highly recommend cleaning your mat before you do that, because I've got some dirt that I picked up. But that is mirror stamping. Really easy. Is Blue Fish like Blue Peter? I don't know. Is Blue Fish like Blue Peter? Blue Peter is a flag and a television programme. Got sticky on this. Right, okay, so let's stop procrastinating, which I'm ever so good at, and let's pop this card together. I'm going to do it on, let's see what I've got in the way of card bases already cut. Mint macaron. Ooh, that's retired, so I won't use that. No, I'll go mint macaron, I think. No, it's horrible. Doesn't go. I will grab some white card and do a standard white card. So this is thick white. So as this is going to be one of these, a short and fat, not a long and thin, I'm going to score there and cut there. So, card base, instant card base. Once upon a time I had a brain. Would someone please tell me where my brain has gone? I would have, oh, I have put it away. I couldn't find my bone folder. That's because I just didn't look hard enough. It was where I thought it should be. Right, okay, so this is going to be our background. What was Dr. Seuss? I'm getting very confused by some of these comments. Doesn't take much to confuse me, let's face it. Right, so let's pop the Bermuda Bay down first. Can't believe we've been going for 40 minutes and I still haven't finished a card. So that goes down. And then, so we're going to have this one next. And they're all the same size mat. You can make them smaller. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Okay. That was Dr. Seuss, was it? I didn't kind of get into Dr. Seuss as a child, I have to say. So, because the diorama is going to be floppy because of the cutout piece, this is where, if you're Bruno Bertucci, you need to use lots and lots of dimensionals, and even if you're not Bruno Bertucci, you need to use more dimensionals than you would normally. It said before I got to add the rest of the Dr. Seuss book. Oh, it's sent before. I'm with you. I'm with you. I often wonder whether people that watch the replay watch the comments as well, because if they don't, they're going to be wondering what on earth's going on. Just saying. Right, okay, so let's peel these off. So yes, free shipping on Thursday, and then in July we've got a designer series paper sale. Whoa! Don't know what's in it. Just saying, no idea what's in it, other than it'll be annual catalogue, designer series papers. And they probably will be different in different markets, depending on what's selling well and what isn't selling well. Just saying. So just be aware that that's coming too. No, I'm with the wood. I've missed some of this. We are being silly this morning. And why not? Hi, Margaret. It's the sun. I think we've all had sunstroke. Oh, I wish. I wish we'd had sunstroke. Oh, I mean, I don't, obviously, but I wish we'd had the sun to have sunstroke. Silliness and all happy day. I know. Why not start the day with a laugh? if you start the day with a laugh, it's going to be a good day. Sometimes we take life way too seriously, and life is serious, so sometimes we need to not. We need to just embrace some silliness. So again, I'm putting on more than I would normally because we're going to have dips. But, oops, bash my light, why don't I? What size do you cut your colour card to? It's 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. So if you ever need the measurements of, or do you mean the card base? My coloured card. Yeah, 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Oh, I'm with you. No, I'm with the woolage. I'm there, Audrey. I'm with you. And you're with the woolage. I'm actually going to add another dimensional because I've seen a dippy bit. But there was an advert that we were quoting over the weekend that was getting a little silly because every time we were saying something, it seemed to be we were back on the advert. Right, okay, so the fish go that way up, so this is going to go that way up. So yes, 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. I always put my dimensions onto the blog post, which I'm still putting the blog posts up. They're just going up a little later than they had. So there's our basic bits and pieces. I'm not using those, by the way. So I need my fish over here. So I'm going to have one there and one there. So this is where I need to build up layers of dimensionals, which I've just thrown right the way across my craft desk, because what we need to be aware of is that this is going to be 2 layers of dimensional, so it needs 2 dimensionals. It needs 2 dimensionals to be 3-dimensional. This is an absolute straight case out of the catalogue, but as I say, I think sometimes it's quite useful to see how the sample in the catalogue's been made, because it's not always obvious. So we've got 2 layers of both small and large dimensional. I'm just going to pop a little bit of adhesive there because otherwise it's going to catch. No Nemo. No Nemo. Right, so I'm going to push this as far up as I can, bearing with mind we've got the dimensional, and then this one is going to be there. So again, I need to look at what's going on underneath. So all I'm actually going to do is put 2 small dimensionals just there, layered up. Oops, knock my light again. I've been playing with the light, as in where it's positioned, and I'm not used to it. Actually, I want to leave that on for the moment because I want that to go there. So I need a large dimensional there, and I'm going to stick that onto the mat. And I'm going to tuck it under a little bit, but that way I know that it's going to be there, and as solid as I can get it. And then again, let's pop a little bit. I'm never sure of the colour combinations. No, I mean, I've just picked my own colours. You can, so I know you're not a demo at the moment, Audrey, but if you are a demo, for those of you who are current demos, you can go to the demo site and find the recipes that have been used. So those are all now fairly solid. So there's dimensional here. I haven't put dimensional under the tail. Could do. I'm going to pop a little bit of adhesive just there, just so that those 2 bits stick together. And just for ease, I'm going to hold those 2 together with my craft tweezers. Right, now the bit that I thought was quite fun was they've taken some of the silver mesh that was in the last autumn winter. I know it's not called autumn winter these days, but it always will be. As far as I'm concerned, my brain won't do anything else. So they've taken some of this and popped this down here. But first we need to do our sentiment, because the sentiment needs to go on top. And I'm going to go Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to grab a small bit of Bermuda Bay and the thank you stamp. Excuse me. That may be a bit too small. Let's grab another piece. There we go. I can always cut it down. Right, so again, I'm going to heat emboss because the white on Bermuda Bay is really quite a nice look. So let me grab my white embossing powder again, which I hadn't put away. I thought I had, but I hadn't. Thank you. And I have over inked my stamp, so we've got a lovely halo just here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's easily removed with a thumb. Right, so just need my heat gun and my what? It's okay. Don't do that at home, please. They should give you the recipe when you buy the stuff. Yeah, well, yes. I guess they think that you have the recipe because it's in the catalogue, but I know what you mean. And of course, do remember that you can always ask your demonstrator. So if you buy something, I mean, as demonstrators, obviously we can go and look it up. I'm going to cut this by hand because it's not straight. So I'm going to have more of a chance of getting it straight by cutting it by hand. I hope. When I'm cutting by hand, I do like longer scissors because you can just chop. See, and I've gone from one angle to the other, but there we go. That's not straight. It's not far off straight. I'm going to leave it. It doesn't actually matter that much. So let's get rid of those bits. Bring that in. Bring in our bit of Billy Don't. So what I'm going to do is attach some Seal Plus to the back of my sentiment and attach an end, and then I can roll this into a kind of thing, into a roll really. I want some of it coming out both ends, if I can get it to do that. There we are. So it's just a bit of kind of fuzz, and then I'm trying to think how's going to be best to stick it down. Let's pop that on first, I think. Now I'm not going to use any dimensionals on this because the whole point is that it's supposed to be spiky, and you can get it to be a little bit spiky just by running it around your fingers. So what I'm going to do is just position it and then add adhesive where I think it's going to hit. So it's definitely going to hit there and there and there and up there. So I'm just kind of looking at it as to where I think glue would work. And I've probably put on more glue than I need, but that's fine. So that's that stuck. Yep, that is stuck there. And then this, I'm going to pull apart a bit, and I'm going to actually add some tear and tape. And I will then very quickly, before we finish, just go through some masking with the dyes, the other dyes. So some blending, I suppose, is actually what I'm thinking of. I need a piercing tool that has a point, or something that has a point, because I can't believe it's been nearly an hour. So if you are not already subscribed to my newsletter, why? Please do subscribe. There is a sign up form on my website for that. So let's pop that there. So that's stuck. And then we want these little guys kind of in there. So is that the right way up? No, that's the wrong way up. That's that one that goes that way. So we'll have this one. Actually, I'm going to go for dimensional, because we've got so much dimension anyway that in the UK this is going to be a large letter before we even start, so we might as well just embrace paying the extra postage. So I'll have that one there, and then this little jobby I'm going to have there. So I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals on the back of him, layered up, and I'm going to have him swimming in through the seaweed. And that will also help support the seaweed a wee bit. Come on. There we go. And what I might do is add some adhesive underneath there to help hold this up as well. So that is, I think, yes, our finished card. So that is that. But let me grab some white and yes, thumbs up would be lovely. So those two dies that come in the if I can find them, where have I popped them? Oh, they're over here, can't see them for looking. So these two do not actually cut all the way through. But I've cut them out so I can do some blending, and I'm going to grab a blending brush or two. No, that will do. Right, I'm going to go Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to be a cheat. I mean, not really, but only because I know what I've got coming up for the rest of the day. I will show the set again. An envelope box. Absolutely, it will need an envelope box. So this is Seascape with the matching dies. So they are the Sea Life dies. And it's on page 12 of the annual catalogue. So I'm going to get some Coastal Cabana on my blending brush. And I'm just going to protect my fingers because I am going to be getting inky. And I've cut this from a piece of the backing card that you get with some of the designer series papers, because it's that little bit thicker and it's waste otherwise. So if you're watching on the replay or anyway, comments if you watch on any of my pre-recorded videos. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave those in the description bar below and I will reply to those. I always reply. Excuse me while I'm going to be covering this up a bit with my arm. But this is just a very quick, now obviously you can change colours as you go round. But I just want to show you what you can do with these. And then I will also die cut this one to show you what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? What it looks like when it's in situ. So I might even, right, and of course if you want to colour your mask you can do that. So I'm just going to grab the die and show you what it looks like when you just run it through your die cutter. And I will need the big one again. You can get these through your small, but not this particular size piece of card. So I should probably have done this further down, but hey, I was then not really thinking about what I was doing so much as doing it. So I'm going to line it up. You won't be able to see this just yet, but I'm going to line it up with what I have just coloured. And we're actually going to end up cutting away most of what I've just coloured, but hey, there we go. It is a bit of a wow, Deborah. So don't just think of these dies as just dies. So let's take that away and get rid of this. Back in its little hidey hole. Get rid of that. So what happens is some of it does come away. I mean, quite a lot of this is now. So that's what it looked like, just die cut. Just masked rather, but as I say, we're going to cut away or pop away some of this, but what we're then left with, which is quite clever, is that we've got a white-ish fish. I mean, it's caught some of the, I didn't line it up beautifully, but you get the idea, onto a background that is coloured, and it stays in place. Need to do a better job of die cutting, but let me just show you. I'll just do this very quickly. I won't get rid of all of the pieces, just most of them. So what you then end up with is this is attached, and you can actually give it some dimension because it's attached here and here and here. So you can have your fish dimensional. So don't just think of it as just a die to die cut a fish out. Can you see the dimension that I've got on that? I mean, obviously these bits need to come out and I'll sort that out later, but I'll make this up into a card to show on my website when I show this card. But yeah. So I hope you've had fun. Sorry it was a bit of a long session for just one card, but I hope you've enjoyed it. As you've already said, if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And I will be back again on Thursday afternoon, 3 o'clock UK time. And remember, Thursday is free shipping day. So do remember to place your orders ready for that. Don't actually put the order into your basket until Thursday. Otherwise you may end up not getting the free shipping. So you want to place it on Thursday, 11 o'clock Wednesday night through to 11 o'clock Thursday night if you're in the UK. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again very soon. I'll do a quick proper face-on goodbye. I'll do a proper face-on goodbye. So have a lovely day. I will do a... No, it's that way. So this is the card that we've just made. It's straight lift out of the catalogue. And then I will make this up into a card to show you what that looks like made up. and still attached to the card. So thank you very much again, and I will see you hopefully on Thursday.